Parliamentarians met for the first time this year today, focusing again on legislation which will allow some first-time practices in the upcoming general elections. Prime Minister Ingram tabled the amendments to the Parliamentary Elections Act today, noting that in so doing, the government begins to ease some restrictive practices. Janaea Noel Ferguson has the story.
The changes are a radical departure from the standard operating procedure in Bahamian elections. The amendments to the Parliamentary Elections Act will allow independent observers to have an up-close and personal view of our election process. This according to Prime Minister Hubert Ingram, who said that this new amendment is the first of its kind for the country.
We have one of the most restrictive laws anywhere about what happens in a polling station. For instance, you would notice that in almost any part of the world that the television camera can be in the polling booth showing you when somebody votes, etc. Not all day, but I mean to be able to show you the candidate has voted, etc. We don't allow that in the Bahamas. You've got to be outside the door and trying to clean inside, etc.
Mr. Ingram added that the amendments will also allow for the voting pool for the upcoming general elections to be expanded to include Bahamian students in Caribbean countries like Trinidad, Barbados, and Jamaica, where we do not have embassies, only honorary consuls.
I wish I could do the entire world, but I'm beginning a process, and the process will allow students to vote in Miami, Atlanta, Washington, New York, London, Toronto, and Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad. And that is what I can accommodate. That is what I'm proposing at the moment.
Monday's amendments also make provisions for the ballot boxes to be used for overseas voting. Absentee voting is something that Bahamians have long called for, so that no eligible Bahamian is disenfranchised because they happen to work overseas.
That the boxes that they have to put the ballots in are not the big boxes that we use at a polling station in the Bahamas, so that the same will be transported by aircraft in a place that can hold them.
The revolutionary amendments to the Parliamentary Act allowing Bahamians abroad to be a part of the election process while overseas was debated and passed last June. However, that only allowed for foreign missions in the U.S. and Canada. Janaea Noel Ferguson, ZNS News.